Motivational Guitar Monday, but I thought, what the heck? I got a little time, so I thought I would talk about something with you, which is going to be the importance of developing your understanding or your visualization of your fretboard and why that would be important, other than the obvious reasons. So if we were to take something like, let's say we were going to play, we'll start with pentatonic, but then we'll move into diatonic as we keep going here. So let's say, for instance, let me get my chat up here so I see people are coming in now, which is perfect. So let's say, for instance, we were going to start with something like just the regular A minor pentatonic. Hey, Sean. Hey, Mike. How you doing? So what happens is when you're trying to do things, I had a discussion with somebody yesterday who was learning about this sort of thing, and he said to me that he's always playing the same things. Like when he goes to solo, he winds up always playing the same stuff, and he was trying to figure out how to get out of that. So one thing that I started thinking about was the discussion we're going to have today, which is getting out of those comfort zones on your fretboard. Now, there's nothing wrong with being in those comfort zones, obviously, because that's where you do a lot of your creation, right? But when you push yourself, when you force yourself out of those comfort zones on your fretboard, you have to look at your fretboard differently, and therefore you wind up playing differently. The licks that you normally play aren't going to work, or the patterns that you might have memorized, the motions that you make in a particular position on the fretboard isn't going to work as well anymore because the fingering is different, right? The organization of the notes are different as you move into different positions. Jethro is here, Brian is here, Martin is here, Carlos, Hot Satin is here, Michael Bay is here, Dermot is here. How you everybody doing? Fraser is here, Jay, Donald, Tim Norris is here, Rockarola is here. Andre is here. Let's see here. My Logify is here. David from North Wales is here. Very cool. We got lots of people here, which is great. So let's just start with that. Let's say you were learning how to play, some scale stuff. And again, we're starting with pentatonic, but we'll look at diatonic as well as we keep going here, okay? So Austin is here. How you doing, Austin? Alan is here. Alan Smiley, you son of a, is here. So let's start with this. So let's just say we start with that A minor pentatonic position. And so you've been learning how to do whatever. You've been learning some licks and whatever inside that position that you're playing, which is great. Now, if we were to expand out of that first position and start looking at another pentatonic position. Let's say instead of looking at that first position, we start looking at the second position. So what happens is I'm taking the same pentatonic notes, 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then I run out of strings. And I'm simply going to play those 5 notes over here. So I'm playing A, C, D, E, and G, but I'm starting on the C because obviously I'm moving up the fretboard. So I have C, D, E, G, and then A, C, D, E. So what happens if you've never done this before, let me just explain this quickly. No matter where you go on the guitar, when you move up, we as guitar players call it a position or a block or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but basically what you're doing is because you're not playing in this position anymore, you're playing somewhere else, it's going to look a little different. It still needs to have the same notes, though, to be the same scale. So if I'm playing A minor pentatonic, as I move around the guitar, I need to be playing the same notes. Because if I play different notes, then I'm not in A minor pentatonic anymore. So the shapes will change as you move because you're trying to play the same notes over and over and over. So as I move from here, and if I play this, you can hear this. If I go... Now I'm going to go over here. So if I play... You can hear that the notes are the same. So if I was to move into this second position, what I'm going to realize is that the first position of A minor pentatonic and the second position of A minor pentatonic are connected together with what I always refer to as a membrane, okay? The back side of this first position becomes the front side of the second position. So the back side of the first position would be 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. So you have 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8. So the front side of the second position is going to be 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, because they have to share the same notes, okay? So what I'm doing then is creating a new backside to this position that ultimately winds up being the same notes. So, in this new position, what you might realize is that you're not as comfortable playing guitar, soloing, whatever, in this, because all of the licks, all of the things that you've learned how to navigate in this root position, if you will, okay, they're all here, and they function a certain way. Like you're landing on your third finger on the root, for instance. Right, whatever it might be. Well, when you come up here, now all of a sudden you don't have this 5 to 8 shape, right? You've got 8 to 10, so it's going to feel different. The fingers are going to be different. And now all of a sudden your A is over here with your finger to get to the root note right there. So everything's going to be kind of off because the position feels different, the notes are in different places, all that kind of stuff. Now the benefit of that is when you go up in there, you may have to start trying to get more creative and think of new ideas. So that's step number one, is a new position on the guitar, a new scale position can really help you in trying to free up the usual things that you would always do. So you're doing something different, okay? Let's see here. Who else is here? Gary is here. Donald is here. Martin is here. Cease is here. Nicholas is here. Liam is here. Jet is here. Julio is here. Andre is here. Felipe is here. Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm so glad. We have a ton of people here, so just want to say hi a little bit here to everybody. So if that makes sense, all right? So you're up here, and now you've got this new visualization of things. The other thing that's really nice is as you get more comfortable with this, hey, Tim, how you doing? Brian Colbert is here. Very cool. Is when you get up in that position, now what you can do is you can start shifting between positions. You see? However you like to move through these scale positions. And so you get this nice flow, especially after you start learning more and more of these positions, you're able to move across the guitar as you like, you see? So as I move around, I can keep looking for different things, and then, you know, maybe you know your blues scale. So then you've got you start adding in some notes of your blues scale in there or whatever it might be. Or let's say, for instance, we move into diatonic. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Mel. Hey, Michael. Old School is here from United Kingdom. David is here. Very cool. So let's say I'm playing diatonic now. So I'm going to take the E minor scale, okay? E minor, E natural minor. So I'm playing... Now, this is really great because if you can learn to see more positions of this scale, like a lot of you out there, I'm sure, I tend to play my diatonic scales a bit more with the 3-note per string kind of feel because I'm able to kind of cover more distance that way. And I love the sound of kind of that expanded intervallic sound. So if I can see more than one position here, I can move. You know, however you like. It doesn't have to be fast, or that's not what we're talking about right now. It's just learning. You see, there's a lot more that you can do by spanning out this way. Now, right now, if you're an all-access member at GuitarZoom.com, look up the guitar course Ultimate Fretboard Connection. That's what you want to look up. So if you're already a member of that, or maybe you already own that course, if you look up UFC, Ultimate Fretboard Connection, it talks all about this sort of thing, connecting the positions together and learning to move through. Now, once you've got that, whatever scale that you're working with, whatever key you're working with, what you can do is just take some time each day or a little bit of time each week or whatever, and turn off the metronome and turn off the backing tracks and whatever it is that you're doing. And all you really have to do is start trying to focus on just playing through the scale, getting used to what it feels like and what it sounds like. And just kind of explore different ways to navigate. And kind of move around your fretboard that way. All right? So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Take care. Stay positive. Keep practicing. And I'll go live very soon and give you some more stuff to think about. But spend a little time with this. I think you'd really, really like that. And again, if you're not already a member at GuitarZoom.com, check it out. And check out the all-access membership that we offer. So take care. Stay positive. And if I don't talk